Play call. Jones to throw. Pressure right the middle. Jones unloaded. Looking for Darius Slayton. He jumps and he pulls it in. Darius Slayton is down at the 1. Oh, what a
catch. What up, New York Giant Nation? It is your boy, MacDaGiantsFan, coming at y'all with the Week 13 edition of the True Blue Prevue. The New York Football Giants, the 7-4 New York Football Giants, hosting the 7-5 Washington Commanders. This is a huge NFC East matchup this week. I can't stress the importance of this game. This is a game between two teams that seem to be trending in completely opposite directions right now. Unfortunately for the Giants, they're the ones trending in the wrong direction. Got to right that ship this week, and it has to start right now with Washington. Coming off a tough Thanksgiving Day loss down in Dallas, man, this New York Giants team has got to figure out a way to get it back together. They're now 0-2 in the division with 4 divisional matchups left to go this season, and got to figure out a way to get some wins down the stretch, man, and try to preserve this great start to the season the New York Giants had. So it's going to have to start against a team that you've had quite a bit of success with in recent history here against the Washington Commanders. I don't like to just hold everything on that, but I also do count that for something, that just the Giants usually tend to play pretty good football against this football team, no matter the circumstances. And this can't be any different, man. But however, you got to realize this team has been a lot different ever since they've inserted Taylor Heinicke into the lineup. Carson Wentz, I believe, may even be actually healthy, and they've just made the call to just stick with Taylor Heinicke the rest of the way, which makes perfectly good sense. This team has played much better football with Taylor Heinicke in the lineup. Heinicke is not blowing anybody away with his numbers, but at the same time, they still just finding ways to get the win, and this team has some kind of a confidence instilled in him, man. They believe in him. I guess whatever he's doing in that huddle, whatever he's saying in that huddle, this team is responding to. This offense now does indeed have the identity that we've been waiting for, man, to see them figure themselves out. The Washington Commanders have turned into a power-running football team, man. It seems like they're a run-first team now. And they got Heinicke passing when he has to, and he's finding their superstar wide receivers, Scary Terry McLaurin, on the outside a lot more frequently than Carson Wentz was. So that's also a big deal, man. You got to get the ball to your best players. You got to find a way, figure out a way to get the ball in the hands of your best players, man, offensively. That seems to be what is been offensively, it's been challenging the New York Giants offense a lot this season. Granted, we don't have a whole lot offensively. Hopefully a little bit of help's on the way. But yeah, teams have been just loading up and just trying to contain and stop Saquon Barkley, and they've been pretty successful. In particular, the last couple of weeks here, Detroit and Dallas, for instance, have been very, very successful and just completely just stonewalling Saquon Barkley. And he's a little bit banged up, but he's a tough guy, and he wouldn't be out there if he couldn't really give his full contribution, and I believe that wholeheartedly. So we still just got to figure out a way to open things up for Saquon Barkley and get some of our other better playmakers on the field. If that means it's just our running back trio, man, then let's just find a way to get these guys on the field, man. We saw the success we were having when we had the running back package in there, making the defense guess, keeping them on their heels. You got to do that, man. If they know you're just going to turn around and hand it off to Saquon Barkley, you're playing right into their hands because they're prepared for that. So you got to keep them guessing, make them try to figure out who's getting the ball, who's doing this, who's doing what. I mean, insert Matt Breida and Brightwell in the lineup a little bit more and just keep them guessing a little bit. That's all. I mean, we already, like I said, we can't depend on our receivers on the outside but so much. I mean, let's face it. We know. Right now, we're out there running the offense where Darius Slayton is our number one receiver, and he's played admirably. He stepped up. He's made some plays here and there. He has. I'll give him that. But he's not a number one receiver. I mean, he's not a number one receiver. I just can't say it any more clearly. He's basically, at best, a low-end number two And I think he's definitely a good number 3 around the league. That's the guy we're playing with as our number 1 guy right now. That's part of the issue on the outside with our receivers. I mean, barely even know the rest of our receivers. Hopefully we can get Daniel Bellinger back in the lineup this week. Can't expect him to come in and make some major impact his first game back in like 4 or 5 weeks. But at the same time, he'll add a dimension. And he help out in the run game as well, blocking up and maybe helping open up some holes for Saquon Barkley because he's a tremendous blocking tight end, as well as look coming around and becoming a very good receiving tight end until the injury. So hopefully he's been practicing on a limited basis this week. Hopefully we can get him back into the lineup, and that can help change things up on offensively. Another good sign offensively this week is Evan Neal, number 7 overall draft pick, right tackle, appears to be prime and ready to be reinserted back into this lineup this week. Evan Neal has been a full participant at practice, so I expect him fully to be out there on Sunday at right tackle, and that'll definitely help be able to open up some holes for Saquon Barkley as well, because there's been a big difference in this run game ever since Evan Neal and Daniel Bellinger both went down. So hopefully we can get both of those guys back. Definitely looking like Evan Neal is going to be back. Hopefully we can get Bellinger back out there too, and that can maybe make some changes, help out Daniel Jones and the rest of this offense. And Daniel Jones, get out of your own head, man. You got to get it back together, man, and get back to playing the good, smart football you were doing, prior to these couple of games we've lost here. I mean, I'm not putting it all on you. I can't put it all on you. This offense is challenged in many, many ways. It's not just the quarterback position. I'm sorry, it's just not. I'm not like thinking like Daniel Jones is like some future Hall of Famer or some special guy out there. He's not. I believe Daniel Jones is the average guy, but he's an average guy that can get things done if we can, set him up properly. And this offense is not set up properly right now. It's him, Saquon Barkley, and that's almost about it that you can depend on on a regular basis to be able to get anything productive done. I mean, like I said, Darius Slayton makes a play here and there. None of the other wide receivers are really worth mentioning, to be quite honest, because it is what it is. There are guys that wouldn't even probably be on other teams in this league. That's how bad it is at the wide receiver position for the New York Football Giants this year. Defensively, man, hopefully, man, I don't know. We can get maybe Azeez Ojulari. He's been speaking some very positive comments, like he's ready to get back out there, man. Feeling good, he's saying. And hopefully he can get back out there and we can get our 2 bookend pass rushers out on the field at the same time. It'll only be for the 3rd game this season. Kayvon Thibodeau had a sensational game on Thanksgiving. I know the sack numbers might not point that out, but he was in Dak's face all day long. And if he can keep that up and keep that kind of pass rush and that kind of aggression up with Azeez coming back opposite side, maybe this pass rush can become what we need it to be fully. I mean, Leonard Williams has been limited to practice all week, so his status is a little bit up in the air. Don't know how much he'll have to offer out there on the field with a neck injury. Dexter Lawrence, man, playing at an all-pro level, man. Get all 4 of these guys out there getting after that quarterback, man. It might really do something different, might really change the game on this New York Giant pass rush. So we got to get that going in full effect. And in the secondary, man, we already know what it is, man. We injuries all over the place, and that's still not going to change this week. Adoree Jackson still will not be running out that tunnel this week. It just is what it is. And Xavier McKinney obviously also still will not be running out that tunnel this week. So guys got to just step up, man. Step in, step up, and figure out, man. We got to figure out ways to get it done. Like I said, we saw some promising efforts from O'Darius Williams on Thanksgiving. Not so much from Cordell Flott, who was also still in concussion protocol, I believe. So he's not even a guarantee. And then that's just once again, it depletes the cornerback position even that much more if he can't go. Darnay Holmes also been limited a little bit of practice this week. So we're going to see. Giants out there, we are hurting. Fabian Moreau also limited, maybe back in the lineup, but also with that oblique injury, who knows if he's going to be that same guy that he was, So it's just a lot of question marks all over the field for the New York Giants. Linebacker play has to improve. You got to. This run blocking, this run defense has been terrible, and a lot of it has to do with poor linebacker play. Has to get more consistent. Has to be better, man. Tay Crowder, admirable efforts out there, but let's face it, dude's just not a starter in this league, man. He's not a starter. And he'd be that good, rotational guy to come in and gives guys a blow, man. That's what he is, man. And that's exactly what I was saying about the wide receiving core. We got guys out there just, playing spots where they just shouldn't be playing in. Like I said, Tay Crowder should be a rotational backup guy at best. And we got him out there as one of our starting linebackers. Jalen Smith, he's good as well, man, but it's not, you don't see the consistency that you like to see. Sometimes, like I said, this run defense has to get better, has to improve, because Washington definitely has asserted themselves now as a run-first football team, especially since Taylor Heineke's been in the lineup. Brian Robinson is coming into his own. The kid runs absolutely hard, and he runs north and south, and he gets after it, man. And he's getting better and better and better every week. He gets his legs underneath him a lot more. Antonio Gibson is now playing the role that I think they intended on him playing this season, going into this year, and it's working out really well for them with in the run game, like I said, offensively, and then it just opens up things for Taylor Heineke to find his weapons on the outside, which they have some very impressive ones on the outside. Like I already mentioned, Scary Terry McLaurin. They got the rookie Jahan Dotson, Curtis Samuel. These guys are all playing really good football. And then Logan Thomas at tight end. We can't forget that. Logan Thomas, New York Giants, this defense still struggles for defending tight ends for some reason. I don't understand it. It's like a weird New York Giant thing. No matter who the defensive coordinator is, no matter who the personnel is, this New York Giant team just seems to struggle covering tight ends for whatever reason or another. And Logan Thomas is another decent one that they're going to have to deal with and contend with this week. So we can't go in there just depending on the past history of these two football teams. Washington did actually sweep the New York Giants last year, but we know last year was one of those weird, strange seasons anyway. A complete aberration. It's not indicative of what this team is this year, and I think this team can get back on track this year against the Washington Commanders. And we're going to need them to, because it's just been rough sledding. It's been rough sledding going forward with this football team. So we got a lot to deal with. Our backs are against the wall. This is kind of almost a do or die situation, not mathematically, but in a sense, you need this W, New York Giants. Have to get this win this week, and I think we go out there and do it. I really have faith in this New York Giant football team to go out there and get it done. And I think we will get it done. So I believe the New York Giants win this football game. We'll say 24-20. Yep, we already had a score like that again earlier this season against the Baltimore Ravens, as a matter of fact. And I'm predicting that same exact score this week against the Washington Commanders. 24-20, the New York Giants get it done in MetLife in front of the home crowd, man. Behind the legs of Saquon Barkley, man. I think that's what it's going to come down to. I think Saquon Barkley's going to have a big day. He's going to jump over that 1,000-yard mark on the season. He's only 8 yards away, so if he doesn't hit that 1,000 yards this week, it'll be pretty disappointing. It'll be pretty disappointing, and then we know that the New York Giants will definitely not come out of this game on top. So I think Saquon Barkley has a big day and rebounds from the last couple of games, and I think Daniel Jones has a pretty good day as well, like he always seems to do against this Washington Commander football team. And I just want to make sure y'all remember to tune in immediately following the game on Sunday to the True Blue Aftermath with your boy, MacDaGiantsFan, live on my channel, immediately following the football game on Sunday. And don't forget, once again, each and every Wednesday, check me and my guy, super dope co-host, Adam Costas out. 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the real deal NFC East Roundup. I'll make sure y'all enjoy the game on Sunday. And it's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment and let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, MacDaGiantsFan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at MacDaGiantsFan. That's MacDa Giants Fan.